We're talking to Congresswoman, the Vice Chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee,
I like the sound of that.
Ileana Ros-Lehtinen. Well, it could be. In the
Who
next
knows?
time, you know, you might be chairman. Chairwoman, let me put it that way. But shifting topics for a moment, you have a very important role in the whole question of the conduct of our foreign affairs. Our foreign affairs are not in very good shape at the moment. We have conflicts North and South Korea. Have you been briefed on that recently?
Yes, just yesterday I met with the advisor to the president of South Korea, and I first expressed my condolences on the loss of human life by this direct hit of North Korea. It's an act of aggression. It's an act of war, and told him that the United States stands ready to stand with the people of South Korea as they look at their options. No one wants war. No one is thinking that we should do this. But North Korea must be stopped with its belligerent behavior, its violations of human rights, how badly it treats its own citizens to the point of being malnourished, of dying of starvation. They have a despotic leader. He's grooming his family members to take after him. They're no better than he is. So they deprive everyone of their most basic human rights, including food and medicine. They imprison anyone who dares to speak in favor of human rights and freedom and democracy. And they are waging war to their neighbors to the south. South Korea has no ill intentions to their neighbors to the north. They've been managing to live with this belligerent bully, and it's a difficult situation. But now, with killing South Koreans when they were not in a war situation, that is a true provocation.
Tell me, when I was here, we investigated the whole idea that they were using the sale of narcotics to finance some of their government activities. Is there any evidence of that today?
I think that there would be evidence of any kind of illicit activity taking place in North Korea. Certainly slave labor, sexual tourism, whatever they can get away with, including narcotics. This despotic, tyrannical regime that is so hungry for money and so hungry for respect that in their diabolical minds, they believe that to kill innocent people is the way to get respect internationally. And so I think that the administration is correct, but with the words that Hillary Clinton said, that we're going to isolate North Korea. I am the one who said it should have never been removed from the terrorism list, and I filed a bill, Lester, to once again put them on the state sponsor of terrorism. What more can a belligerent nation do to earn a spot in this rogues gallery? North Korea is a state sponsor of terrorism. Shame on us for having removed them from this list. What would that entail? It means a set of sanctions that will automatically be applied to them. So let's put North Korea back on the list.
How about Iran?
I am so frustrated, Lester, with the slow pace of crippling sanctions on this terrible regime in Iran. Iran is the sponsor of violent extremist groups like Hezbollah and Hamas. They're also responsible for trying to get fighters into Iraq and Afghanistan to kill our servicemen and women. They are doing everything they can to become a nuclear superpower. They have snubbed the International Atomic Energy Agency. And yet we have companies and countries that are still doing business in the energy sector with Iran. So our bill, the Iran sanctions bill, will make it very clear. It's a buildup on other legislation that we already have that lamentably has not been put into place dealing with Iran's sanctions. And it says choose. You could choose to do business with Iran or choose to do business with the United States, but you can't do both. So this is a ban on their petroleum products, which they need very badly. Now, some people say, oh, if you do that, you will hurt the Iranian people because they won't have heating oil. That is not true. There is enough heating oil, there's enough energy in Iran for them to provide it for the people of their country. What they choose to do is take this petroleum products and use it for their atomic buildup. So we're calling on crippling sanctions in our House and Senate legislation. Unfortunately, the Senate has been delaying it, and now the Obama administration, they want to go the route of the UN Security Council. It's always better to have multilateral sanctions, Lester, but if we have to water down the sanctions so much in order to get Russia and China aboard, then I prefer the legislation in the House. So what's happened is with Russia, we have given them a lot of exemptions in this UN Security Council resolution. They have just sold a lot of military equipment to Tehran, and the U.S. is saying, it's okay. Whatever they've done already, we're going to forgive. This will be for the future. So meanwhile, all of these countries are funneling all of these arms and this buildup, this arms race in that troubled region before any resolution takes place.
What about the question of people who have investments in companies that continue to do business with Iran?
Well, that is an interesting question. That is an interesting legal question. Some say we should not sanction those companies as long as they are drawing down their business and have it be closed. Of course, if they're trying to get out of Iran, we don't want to punish them as they're getting out of Iran, and they cannot enter into any new contracts with them. But other people want to exempt them altogether so that they can continue to do business as usual, and then we just say, but you can't do any new contracts. That's just wrong. That's aiding and abetting a nuclear superpower that has ill intentions. They want to wipe out Israel from the map. Ahmadinejad is a Holocaust denier. He hates Israel. He has sworn to Israel's destruction. He is no friend of the United States. He is no friend of free people. And he imprisons his own people who dare to speak out for freedom and democracy. They had a sham election, so they deserve to be in this pariah state. That's what they love. They love to be singled out, and I think we should treat them as such. So I'm frustrated with the slow pace, and I'm frustrated with the watering down of our sanctions legislation.
Quickly on Afghanistan.
Just got back there a few weeks ago. Thank you to the brave men and women who are fighting there. My daughter-in-law served there. She also served in Iraq along with my stepson. These guys and gals, they do incredible jobs. Our coalition partners are ever strong. We have a weak government there in Karzai, but we've got to work with him to build up the army, build up the police, build up democratic governance, root out corruption, and have a stable partner there in that troubled region.
Well, again, my thanks for updating us on so many different
Thank you,
issues.
Lester.
It's always a pleasure to see you here and to see the spirit that you put in to the work that you do here.
I love what I do, just like you loved it when you were a member of Congress, and service to the people, and I love it every day.
Well, we hope you continue for a long time to come.
Thank you, my friend.
And now until next week at the same time, this is Lester Wolff saying so long from Washington.